Hello and welcome to Broken but Glorious. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by the current AIWF European Heavyweight Champion, Mad Dog O'Doherty. How you doing this evening, Mad Dog?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's a funny one. Mad Dog O'Doherty. Yeah.
I've been practicing it all morning. I've done it right. So I was like,
No problem. Like, obviously, my last name is Doherty,
yeah,
but because people struggle to say Doherty, I thought I'd go with O'Doherty.
yeah. How you doing this evening?
Man, I'm good. Do you know what? I feel very good. I've just finished a workout there, almost about 30 minutes ago. So
Hmm.
I'm feeling really good, feeling really pumped, and yeah, I'm just excited about this.
Firstly, I want to do a huge thanks to Matt Classic Creed for setting up this interview. We'll come on to a bit more about the AIWF later in the interview, but I want to just start a bit about your history, how you got into wrestling and stuff.
So a little bit about my history first. It's a very short history. Just over 2 years now. I started training with EBW, Elite British Wrestling. They taught me my basics, most stuff I know, and it's been a delight ever since. I loved it. As soon as I walked on the door, I was hooked. Absolutely hooked. I was
Yeah,
there every Thursday night, every Saturday morning. I loved it that much. I started to tour um, around the Sheffield area to Nottingham.
yeah.
I went to House of Pain with Sticks.
Oh
I
yeah, I've
used to
heard
live.
a few people from there.
Yeah, tell you, man. Like ever when I just started, I just felt as if, why didn't I start sooner?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. So, so, so it was, you're mid-20s then, you're 31 now, so it wasn't until you're like 28, 29 you started training.
Yeah. So yeah, I was about um yeah, so just shy of 2 years. So yeah, just before um I was 30. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, cool. So, was there a wrestler you kind of wanted to mold your style around when you started training?
Um Obviously each wrestler has their own attribute, each wrestler
Hmm.
has their own signature, each wrestler has their own strength. But for the way, obviously being a little bit older compared to most starting out, I tried to focus myself based more on Kurt Angle.
Hmm.
The reason being for Kurt Angle is because his technique in the wrestling game is just is second to none. Um, I wanted it to be as exciting as who was most exciting to watch. It's quite hard, but yeah, do you know it's kind of like a an all round one, Chris. Really,
Yeah.
I was pinching things from people here, there, and everywhere. I've always loved doing a good swanton bomb,
Yes,
so
I saw that in
pinch
your
that.
match against Drill. I watched that this morning.
Yeah, yeah. There was an okay swanton bomb, but yeah, technique. Oh, definitely something that I've got that I surely have sharpened since then.
Yes.
Um, Kicks, obviously now you see like Alistair Black using a lot of kicks. I have a kickboxing background. Started at the age of 16 and just loved me martial arts.
Hmm.
Um, and well, you've got like for my size, trying to be a bit of a powerhouse, like good old Goldberg. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, man. Do you know what? I could talk to you all night about like just pinching here, pinching there, and just trying to metamorphose size everything together.
Yeah. So, what did you have an idea of a character you wanted to be when you started training, or gimmick you wanted to get
Um,
involved with?
well, it's funny, Solid John Green, good old Ben Green, gave me my name, Mad Dog.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so I just kind of I thought, right, you know what, I can work with this. I can adapt and use it to my advantage because I'm a very energetic guy. I like to, I like to just kind of thrive off the energy of the crowd, of my friends, just of the atmosphere.
Hmm.
So to try and use that as a part of my personality, to try and bring that hype to the fans, and just so like people who watch my shows, watch my bouts, watch my matches, you know, they have that kind of same sort of excitement. They have that same buzz.
Cool. So how's the Mad Dog character evolved over the last 2 years? And
So this is it. Still picking it up. It's one of them where he's involved definitely in regards to experience, match experience, regards to overall personality in the ring, and yeah, just general personality before, during and after, but still keeping that humbleness above all. So yeah, I just kind of want to bite everything. I want to kick, punch everything. So gotta keep that mad dog.
so take us back to your first match. What do you remember about it in hindsight? What's your opinion about it? Have you been back and watched it and enjoyed it? Or?
Oh yeah, man! Oh, bringing me back now. It was a six man match. Guy who was he was a bit more experienced than me. Jake Jake Taco Davison. Or sorry, Jake Taco Lawson. He's kind of like a darker character, so I thought, right, okay, I'll go along with this. I had like a trench coat with a hood that I
Yes.
thought, you know what, okay, let's start with a little bit of a dark, mysterious kind of figure. You know, it's all down to experience. So yeah, just kind of did like I will do your bidding, kind of starting out.
All
But
right, sound it.
yeah. But for them, my moves were obviously really basic. I just wanted to get experience, have a feel for the crowd, have a feel for what it's like to be in a ring, have a feel for what it's like to perform. And yeah, using my martial arts background, I thought I would use good old Alistair Black's Black Mass as my finisher. It was
How
quite
amazing.
popular.
Yeah,
So
Alistair
why
Black's still my modern day favorite wrestler.
yeah, man, you know, it's just oh, the way, just everything about him, from his entrance to the way he performs, to the way everything finishes. That's what I feel I wanted to concentrate on most of all. You know yourself, when that music hits, you're like, right, okay, who's this behind the curtain? All the eyes are on you. You've got to have your performance. You've got to have your entrance. You've got to get that bite of the crowd. You're like,
Yes.
right, okay, I'm interested. And then you're in the ring. You got to do your thing. And what way are you going to be a bad guy? You're going to be a good guy. Heel, babyface, whichever one. You adapt to it and you try and do what's best in it.
Right, so you mentioned you wished would have got in a bit earlier. What advice would you give to anybody who wanted to get into the business?
Oh, do you know what? I'll tell you what, right? Okay, so there's so much going on in the world today, Chris. Sometimes it's nice to just switch off and
Yes.
just have a bit of fun and become like a different personality. Have a like you watch some of people, you watch some movies, you watch some sports, see what you like, and just try it out.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
above all, in regards to discipline and trust, get involved because, as I say, no, you're trusting someone who you might know or might not know with your body, and have that discipline to make sure you're safe for them as well as they are for you. And yeah, take a little risk. Get into it as soon as you can. It's great exercise, and yeah, build a platform for yourself.
This is James Reed, and you're listening to a Broken But Glorious podcast.
Right, so as we mentioned, you're the AIWF European Heavyweight Champion. How did you get involved with the AIWF?
So EBW, Elite British Wrestling, from when I started anyway, have always had a relationship with AIWF, which is the Allied Independent Wrestling Federation. I remember one of my first shows that there was a belt on the fence, and I was like, right, well, what's this belt about? And
Yeah.
obviously I seen it and I thought, right, okay, this is interesting. And yeah, I just started speaking to Matt. Again, Matt, thank you for setting this up. We just got on really well. I think for me, Chris, I try to keep complicated things as simple as possible.
Yes.
And above all, yeah, do you know what I mean? It's what we try and do in life, of course. But what you see is what you get. Now, I've never met Matt, of course, but with my messages, anything like that, listen, we're all out to better ourselves. We're all out to, and try and do something that we love, that we enjoy. And I I just have no problem looking back. Again, it's just, it's better to be honest and it's better to be thankful, grateful, and humble.
Yes.
So that's kind of what's got me so far in this short, very short journey so far. Um, because if you want to work with people, you've got to be likable.
Yes.
If you're good at what you're doing, that's great. You could be this next superstar, which is amazing. But above all, if you're a little bit of a DH, then nobody's going to work with you. If you're not safe, if you're not trustworthy, no one wants to work with you.
No, 'cause the best thing about wrestling is you're trying to make it look like you're hurting people, but in the safest
Absolutely.
way possible, and it's just like kind of
Absolutely.
boggles the mind.
Yeah.
So it's like for the listeners, the AIWF is like a sanctioning body, similar to what the NWA was back in the day. So
Yeah.
So when did you become the AIWF European Champion?
Oh, February.
February.
At EBW. Oh, yeah, February. Oh, I'll never forget it. It was at one of the first shows for EBW. Now, because I was on holiday at the time, it was Chinese New Year, so I get 3 weeks off between 17th of January till the 10th of February. So it's almost like China's Christmas. So I just wanted to get as much experience as possible. 2020 is my year for wrestling. Well,
Yes.
what I planned on anyway.
Yeah.
But it's one of them, well, just because everything that's happening doesn't mean it doesn't have to be not my year.
Yes.
So I'm going to do everything I can to overcome the obstacles, to overcome the barriers, to make it my year. It's one of them where like I don't want to have to remember or make excuses like, oh, the pandemic and Corona or COVID-19 messed everything up. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, I can do something, and that's always been my attitude. As you get older, you tend to solve a lot of problems, and that's kind of what I base myself on. Right? Okay, how can I get better? There's advice, there's links, there's the internet, there's friends. So you overcome the obstacles and stop making excuses.
Yes. So you've defended the belt a couple of times in China.
I have, yeah, 3 times. 3 times. I was supposed to defend it after I won it for Just Fabulous Wrestling. But unfortunately, a week before, in a training match, I tried to do a lion salt, and
yeah,
there was a bit of mistiming that happened. So I got my backflip, but I kind of landed on my forehead, which gave me a little burn in my nose and a little in my neck.
Ow.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very scary. That night, I went to watch an event with Marty Jones, and I went to watch Krieg and David DeVille, their matches. And that night, I drove from Rotherham it was based in Manchester, and then to Liverpool. The drive to Liverpool was so scary because I was just, oh my God, I felt like a lot of pain in my neck.
Yes.
And like any wrestler, you don't want to you don't want to forfeit or you don't want to cancel, any bouts that you have. And about 2 or 3 days on it was really painful. I was using Voltarol, I was using painkillers, I was doing stretches, I was using massages, and it just came to like about 8 days before, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just, it's not getting any better. It's not going as quick as I want to, and you only get one neck,
Yes.
so
So I keep
I
telling
seen
my 4-year-old stop running into things head first. So if you hurt your neck, you hurt your neck forever.
Oh my god, absolutely, man. And like what I went in, I seen a professional. Uh, well, he was a professional physical therapist, and he worked my neck, and it was like he said, "You've got this problem, that problem," and it wasn't even to do with my neck; it was to do with my back.
Hmm.
So just how it was all affected. I was like, you know what, right? I'm gonna have to swallow my pride and just forfeit this. So yeah, even now, yeah, still tough. So just fabulous. Yeah, don't worry. We'll be keeping in touch.
Yeah, I've interviewed the promoter Joey. He's just fabulous in the past. He's a really nice guy. So hopefully, if you, I'm Merseyside based, so I'll be able to come to watch it if you
Yeah.
defending the title there
Oh,
in the future. So
oh, definitely. Well, as I say, I've had a few promotions, a few guys looking for a few challenges, and I would love to do another UK tour. Absolutely.
yeah, you've had the likes of like Drake Winter and Palmer filming vignettes saying they want to take your title.
Absolutely. And don't worry, fellas, there'll be maybe there'll be a little, let's say, promotion at the end of this month.
Brilliant. So some listeners might be surprised to hear that wrestling's back in China so soon after lockdown.
This is the thing, Chris. I talked about it there the other night. It is back, but I can't tell you where it is.
Ah, okay. Is it
Yeah.
like
So obviously there's still some places that are available here in China, but again, the only thing that the nightclub owner has asked us, he can do his own promotions. That's fine, but
yes?
we can't do anything, whether it's Chinese based or UK based, because a lot of things are monitored, let's say.
All right. So, how did you get the opportunity to work in China come about?
Well, it all came back in. Obviously, I used to live in Doncaster, and my partner at the time, she got a job in China, and yeah, I was like, right, okay, then you do your thing, I'll stay here and do my thing, and then we kind of spoke to the the women who owned the company at the time, and they had a position for me as well. So I was going out to China to be an English teacher and a football coach.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought, right, I remember speaking to Andy Hogg. I'll never forget it. It felt like I was breaking up. I felt like I was breaking up with him.
Yeah.
Uh, but he stopped me and was like, "No, hold on. There's loads of wrestling in China." And I was like, "What? Right? What's going on?" And then he pointed me in the right direction. He got me in contact with Sam Gradwell. Sam Gradwell, very nice guy. Gave me good advice. He got me in contact with Ho Ho Lun. I spoke to Ho Ho. Ho Ho's based in Hong Kong, and
Yes.
where I live in China, Hong Kong isn't too far because I live in Guangzhou. So, in that sense, I got in contact, got everything sorted, started training, spoke to the promoters, and in 2 months, I had my first match in China.
Oh, amazing. So, what's the scene like in China?
Oh man, do you know what? It's such a it's it's such a varied kind of way. Like the first match was in a nightclub slash restaurant in an octagon.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah. After that, it was like in a hall for KOPW, KOPW 3, against Big Sam. Wow, what a match that was! And then I was supposed to. Oh, well, I'm not going into too much detail, but in regards to like size of events, I at MKW Middle Kingdom Wrestling, Bash at the Bay 2, we were in a place called Superface, which was a massive club. Oh my God, you wanted to see. It looks like something that would be happening somewhere in Europe,
Oh
and
wow.
so there was this massive Titantron, that everybody dreams of being on. I've got me up there, I've got my music rocking. There's about, 200 to 300 fans, and oh man, the event itself, ecstasy,
Oh, amazing.
absolutely amazing.
So, what are the fans like in China? Are they similar to the Japanese fans, where they're quiet, but you need to do something good to get them riled up to get a reaction
Yeah,
out of them?
yeah. So obviously, from what I've seen of the Japanese scene, if you're good at strikes, great. Show us your strikes because that's what they want to see. Let's be honest, China, let alone Asia, is home of martial arts. So they
Yeah.
want to see your punches, they want to see your kicks, they want to see your power moves. Yeah, they just love everything contact wise. Now, obviously, it's when it comes to like transitions and catch wrestling, um, I've not had like well, I have had training for it in the UK, but we don't do it as much
No.
in China. Um, Simply because nowadays we don't have as much training. We just turn up the shows and then we do our training. So for the fans in general, um, you know yourself, you can't BS wrestling fans. Wrestling
No.
fans know something inside and out. So the Chinese fans here, like you say, they're a little bit quiet, but then when you do something big, oh, they're interested. And then it's like they really do appreciate foreigners more than their own homegrown talent. So it's a lot of pressure on homegrown talent to do well. Um, but from what I've seen, you know, it's always good to engage with the crowd. The crowd are coming to see you. Great, they want to they want to see a good show. But if you can get them involved, then by
Yes.
all means, that's even better.
Oh. So, are there any guys on the Chinese scene we should be looking out for in the future?
Oh, yeah, like not even in the future, but at present. You've got Big Sam, who's a part of man, if you wanted to be at the stable. Big Sam's actually, and I'll make sure I've corrected this. He's originally from Chester, and his background is wrestling. He's done like proper wrestling from the age of a young age in a way. Let me put it like that. And
Yeah.
Sam's 6'4", 6'5", and he's a
Oh
big
wow.
powerhouse himself. He's been a big brother to me since I've got here. Who else? You've got Zombie Dragon, who's a very unique character. But he's an awesome character. You've got to watch one of his shows just the way he is in general.
Yes.
Oh my God. And well, he's the MKW World Heavyweight Champion. Who else can I say? Trey Williams, Uncle Money. Um, he's another part of the stable. Again, just a complete athlete. Yeah, Uncle Money. Such a nice guy. I'm trying to think of that's the only ones off the top of my head. You've got Buffa, who's a very experienced guy out here in China.
Yeah.
I've not had the pleasure to work with him, but I have met him, and again, guys who are going to have a lot of experience and in this game for a long time are going to be nice guys.
Yes. Definitely.
So yeah, off the top of my head, Voodoo, good old Voodoo. Greg Hero, you might have heard of Greg. Greg loves his comedy, absolutely, but I'm trying to push him now for let's say being up there and trying to come away from the comedy and like, right, come on, Greg, you've got so much going on, so let's get up there for some challenges. Um, I want to mention as much people as I can, of course, but that's the only people I've got off the top of my head from the Asian scene.
Oh, amazing. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Hi, this is Matt Davis, and you're listening to Broken But Glorious.
So this is going to be my last question, but it's kind of a big one.
Absolutely.
So last question. If you're promoted for the day, promoting the show, I've called it the Dragon in the Mad Dog's Shadow. So,
Okay.
so using wrestlers you've either worked with or trained with, wrestlers associated with you. If I give you a match type, you tell me who'd be in that match.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Right, so who will be in your opening contest to excite the crowd?
To excite the crowd. Do you know what? It's got to be Big Sam.
Yes.
Big Sam was my first, like I said, proper official match for KOPW3. He is one of the biggest DHs in this game.
Yeah.
He's so good at it, but he's so good to work with too. He's gonna be the one, like, to work with him again is gonna be it's gonna be right, okay, if not match of the night, because he's confident in me, I'm confident in him, I trust him, he trusts me, and we are gonna set the place on fire.
Cool. I've not had somebody put themselves in the opening match before. They either don't put themselves on the card at all, or they're in the main event.
Well, that's like, for me, Chris, I don't care. No, it's not up to me to put me in a place of where I am. It's like up to the promoter. If you see my worth and what I can do, then great, put me on wherever. People aren't going to remember me for, oh, he was the first match or the second match. They're going to remember me for having the best match.
Yes.
So I want to, not every match is going to be like WrestleMania, but I'm going to try and do that as good as I can, because, matches don't happen that often. And in the wrestling game, matches are only about 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas everything else, you've got your social media, you've got your training, you've got your discipline. Oh my God, there's so many things that entail what we do. So, if I'm going to be talking about game, then I've got to prove it.
Well, I've spoken to wrestlers, and they're saying if you're not in the main event, you want to be in the opening match. So the opening match can be as important as the main event. If you get your show off to a good start, then
well, that's it. That's it. The promoter's going to be happy with that, isn't it? Right. Okay. I want him back.
Yes. What about a comedy match?
Comedy match. You know what? It's gonna have to be Voodoo.
Yes.
We've done like a partnership before where he was a Careless Whisper, and yeah, he's just so good, so good. And it's like, for me, like I said, I just adapt to whatever situation I'm in, and we would just have so much fun.
Yes,
absolutely.
Cool. About a hardcore extreme style.
Whoa. Right. Okay. Where do we go here? Okay. It would probably have to be, from just what I've seen, Cameron Ferguson, who, aka Cameron Fowler. Cameron has taken some beatdowns. He isn't afraid to bleed, and by God, at Bash at the Bay 2 for MKW, he took a kendo stick to the head, and wow, his head exploded with beautiful blood.
Ow.
Yeah, and he has no problem with it.
I don't think I'm just the way WWE have just made you hate headshots these days, but I still get shudder whenever I see headshots now.
Oh yeah, it was just like a lovely cabbage sprouting.
Oh. Right. What have you in a tag team match? Who would be your partner and who you'd be against?
Tag team partner. So let me see. Tag team partner. I'm gonna. That's chemistry with. Do you know what? I would probably want to go with Uncle Money, Trey Williams.
Yes.
We haven't had the pleasure of being in a match together or tagged, but I feel just with his charisma, with his match flow, with his athleticism, we could maybe work on something almost like a almost like a team angle. Good old Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, nice. And who do you want to be against?
Do you know what? Right now, I'm going to say the current EBW Tag Team Champions, the Young and Reckless,
Yes.
because
Okay.
obviously we started out. I knew the guys from training, but their name is Young and Reckless, and I think they just need a taught a lesson or two.
What about an intergender match?
Intergender,
Well, what's the women's scene like in China?
it's not as big, but it's certainly growing. An intergender match would have to be with Zita Chang,
Yes.
simply because, like her experience in the ring, she's had to be tried. She's been a part of the Mae Young Classic, and she's got time.
Yes.
She's got time for people. If you're going to ask her for advice or anything like that, she's got time for it. She's such a nice girl. She's probably one of the main attractions for MKW. So it's nice to have that platform for women. Adrian Gomez, who is obviously the president and promoter for MKW, he was, I hope he doesn't get on to me for this, but he was hoping to hold a women's tournament. So he's very pro for having the women included. But my intergender match would have to be against Sita because, man, she's got a wealth of experience and she's a badass. Yeah. If you already had her stuff, she's going to hit you back as well.
So in China, is it similar to Japan where like Joshi wrestling's completely separate to the men's wrestling? They don't tend to be on the same cards and stuff.
Yeah, so we've got some Japanese wrestlers that come over into the MKW scene. So you only see some of their matches. It's chops for about 2 or 3 minutes to the chest. Oh my God, no fair play to them. They keep going, and I would certainly be up for that. I've been involved in the martial arts background. I'm used to taking a punch or a kick or two. I would love to kind of walk off with red ribs or a red chest.
Yeah. All right, what about the main event match? Who do you want to be in the main event against?
Oh, right. Okay. And this is obviously from people who've trained me and
anybody you've worked with, so you could have a train with them.
Right. Let me see. Do you know?
Doesn't have to be a 1-on-1 either. You can have like a fatal 4-way, triple threat.
Oh, right. Okay, it's going to have to be. I'll tell you what. How about a ladder match?
Yes.
6-man ladder match.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's get all the fun involved. I would love to be in there with Styx.
Yes.
Styx based at good old House of Pain. Just because he's such a nice guy and just like the things he does now, and he's just back in the game.
I've met him at a couple of meet and greets, and he seems like a really nice guy.
Absolutely, so humble. I'm sure you look at some of the guys he's produced, top lads, doing well, top men, top women as well. So yeah, Styx, Ho Ho Lun, got to have Ho Ho in there.
I'm surprised he never did better in WWE because he was so good in that cruiserweight tournament, and the few matches he had on 205 Live are really good as well.
Yeah.
Sure, what happened?
Yeah. I think it's one of them ones, Chris. It's a bit of a long story. Obviously, yeah, he had a stint on that, and by all means, like for professional reasons, WWE wish them all the best. So you know what? It's not like put him down a peg or two. He's off in Japan now doing things for Dragon Gate.
Yes.
He's the godfather of Hong Kong wrestling, and yeah. So just because you might not be a part of something anymore, that doesn't mean it's gonna stop you from going on to better things.
No, definitely. I was just surprised they because he just really impressed me in the few matches he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sticks. Hold on.
3 more.
Do you know what? Good old Zac Gibson.
Yes.
Zac Gibson. He's just the times I trained at Fighting Spirit. Oh, just that little atmosphere he brings. You know, it gives you that same buzz. And I'll give you a quote from him as well. It's like he loves wrestling more than he loves his bird. Do you know what I mean? And as I say, I've just got that same buzz. You just feed off.
Yeah,
So
every
yeah.
wrestler I've interviewed from Fighting Spirit say what a great lad he is. So
Oh, well, you know, obviously, look at where he is now. You know, he's moved on. So fair play to the big man. And then who else? I've got to have Krieg back in there.
yeah,
Good old Krieg. Yeah. So I've got Sticks. I've got Ho Ho Lun. I've got Zac Gibson. I've got Krieg. And where? Oh yeah, James Reed.
oh yes,
James.
I like
Yeah.
Reed.
Do you know what? We only met at one session at Fighting Spirit, and we just got on like a house on fire. You know, it's like he's got a good BJJ background, and he's just got a general top attitude. You know, it's like
Yeah.
he bends over and backwards in the wrestling scene as well, and he's doing all right. And things are just taking off for him. I've not talked to him as much as what I used to. Obviously, with everything that's going on, we would always talk to each other about our matches. And you know, this is someone who I just knew for about maybe 2 hours.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But then when I was back in the UK, we tried to organise catching up, but I had free time. He's busy. He's doing his work, and then we caught up for a session as well. And just, do you know what? It's like we said to each other. We'd love to get a match of each other.
That'd be
So
amazing.
yeah, I love to include him in that, just to kind of have that that all-star ladder match.
Yeah, sounds like a great match. Yeah, I've interviewed James twice. There's one backstage at just Fabulous Wrestling, and then that got a bit noisy, so we got him back on. And he did talk for 45 minutes. He's such a nice guy.
Oh, what?
Yeah, now he wrestles for my local promotion, Wrestle Island, a lot.
Yeah.
It's really cool guy.
Thing on that as well. He spoke to me about Wrestle Island. I tried to get involved, but at the time, I guess everybody was just busy. And then you know yourself, when it comes to like the week before, you know you're just stressing. You're just making sure everything goes smooth. But yeah, I'd love to be a part of like Wrestle Island as well.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to meet you in person.
Absolutely, Chris, definitely.
Hi, this is the Asian sensation Kanji, and you're listening to Broken but Glorious.
I love your Beware of the Mad Dog t-shirt. Do you design your own merch and stuff?
Yeah, it's the whole like, you know, like kind of when you see things like a sign saying like, "Oh, beware of dog" or "Beware of the dog," and I thought, you know what, a mad dog, and don't get me wrong, I'll never back down from a fight. That's always the way I've been. It's the way I've been reared. Like to be Irish, you can't almost. Like I done door work at the age of 16 simply because I could handle myself. Now at the same time, that doesn't mean that I took advantage of my power. It was just the discipline of my martial arts background that helped me get that job. So I thought, you know what, beware of Mad Dog, go from there. And then, you know yourself, you've got to have like a certain logo. And because of my fighting background, I always think a gum shield is one of the best things they have. And let alone one of the best protection. The guy who designed my t-shirt, he also designed my snapback caps. So yeah, he's a really nice guy. Mark, he's originally from Newcastle, and we're talking about maybe doing a few other things because, you know, out in China, everything's quite okay when it comes to price compared to obviously when it's in England, and the value you get for your money, and then why not? You know, the way I see it, Chris, is if you're not going to believe in yourself and invest in yourself, then who is?
Yeah, definitely. So where can the listeners, find your merch? Do you have like a big cartel store or anything?
Oh man, do you know what? What I've done is I've been giving out a rec of t-shirts for just friends and just kind of like little people paying for things here and then because I just want to obviously spread my brand and that's just mainly what it's been about. But this week, especially with the free raffle for the snapbacks and the t-shirts, I'm going to set up a store. Things are a little bit slow at the moment for obvious reasons. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to invest in a store, definitely.
Well, let me know when you set it up, and I'll put it in the description below the interview. Before we go, do you have any social media you want to promote? Or?
Yes, please. I am on Facebook at Mad Dog O'Doherty. I am on Instagram at Conmen876 CONMEN, and I need to start using more, but I do use mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Cool. I'll put the links in the description to all your social media. So I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future.
Defo, Chris. Defo. After the main event match, after the ladder match, of course.
Oh yeah, I'd love to watch that match.
Right.
You should try and set it up at a Fighting Spirit event or something, even if it's just the three of you. You, Zac versus James, that way makes it.
Oh, what? I have a lethal match. Love that.